This is the Chairman's Corner. We're standing on East Walnut Street in front of the Dorch Parker Law Office, a historic building here in Wayne County. And with us today, of course, the Chairman of the Board of Commissioners of Wayne County, Mr. Bill Pate. Hey, man.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, sir. I'm doing well. Hope you are.
Yeah, I hope we get this done before that rain gets up.
Well, we got a little rain moving this way.
Yeah, I think the remnants of Harvey going to wet Wayne County this weekend.
Yeah, I'm afraid they are.
I'm so glad that we were not suffering like they did. They're suffering in Texas right now.
They're really having some
hard
times.
Go out to them. Mine does, I'm telling you. Because we experienced something bad too, but believe it or not at the level they're getting.
They are getting about 3 or 4 times more water than we got over a period of 3 or 4 days. It is hard to imagine, but you know, there are organizations here in Goldsboro, Wayne County, who are helping.
Yeah, they've already left.
The Red Cross has sent people down, and there's people going down there. There's people sending money and sending food and clothing. So they'll get through it. That's Texas for you. They're tough. They'll get through it. Yeah. But we've got a meeting coming up this Tuesday.
Yes, we do.
And that will be, I believe, the 5th of September.
Well, let me look and see. That is correct.
Is that right? Hey, I win a brand new car. No, but it's the first meeting of the first Tuesday of the month, which means it's a commissioners meeting, and that'll be coming up on the 5th. And everything begins at 8 o'clock with an agenda briefing.
That's correct.
And then after that, the regular meeting. So what's going to be happening?
The meeting itself, I don't think it's going to be that lengthy. We've got a number of things that we got to discuss in closed session, which will take some time, and we'll explain why we're going to closed session, of course, like we always do when Warden does that. But the agenda itself, let's see here. We're going to have David Harris over again with Chip and to talk about the requirements of the Community Development Block Grant. And for those who are still interested and have not been helped yet in Wayne County, and in fact, I'm going to jump back a little bit because a week and a half ago when we met David Rouser, I talked to him at length about this. He said, well, part of the problem was the application didn't get to Washington, D.C. till late in May. Okay. So,
well, first of all, let's explain. David Rouser is
our congressman.
Our congressman in Washington.
Yes, and he was in Wayne County, and I had an opportunity to spend some time with him. Matter of fact, we took him out to the Maxwell Center after that,
That's right.
As you recall. But anyway, he said that there was more money that would be coming. Those who received letters that said they didn't qualify for this first round, it's because effectively we gave out of money is what it was.
We ran out of money.
But there's additional dollars coming.
Good.
There's a difference to the way this operates since Sandy. Before they put out big bucks at one time. Now you have to go in and tell them why you need the money, which makes more sense.
It does make sense.
And I won't go into all the details of that. But if we run out of money again with this other money that is coming, then you go back to FEMA and HUD and you tell them these needs were not met and you reapply, and then more money comes.
So we can account for everything then.
Let's certainly hope so. Yeah. Anyway, I'm saying it's not panic now because you got a letter that says you didn't qualify for either the buyout or what was the build up?
The raising of the facility.
So anyway, they'll be here to discuss the last thing that George and me working on in Raleigh. And
well, that's a good thing.
And then of course we'll make a motion to authorize the submittal of an application for Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Fund. That's a tongue twister, isn't it? And then we'll move into an unfinished business. We bought some technology called Stillman software. Well, there's a piece of it that we didn't buy that we really should have. I guess we sort of overlooked it. And it's if you have it, a breakdown, you need a recovery software to go in there so you can build it back up.
Oh, yeah.
So we got to have that. There's no way we can get around it.
Because eventually something will happen. You got to have that backup.
And then we'll come back and make the motion to approve that. I hope. I can't imagine we wouldn't. And then we're talking our consent agendas, our normal veterans and elderly and disabled exclusions and present use value. Then Ms. Spate will go over numerous budget amendments.
Right.
She's really good for that. Yeah. And then we got to make another motion. We got another position for our HR folks. Some of the people we gave the raise, they were at the top of the grade level, and the only way they could get the raise is to change the grade.
I understand.
And they don't get any additional money other than the raise that they're going to get. So that's what that's all about. And let's see, we're going to have a disposition of a working dog is recommended the sheriff. Apparently, the dog was retiring. And then and it'll be given to the handler because typically they only listen to the handler anyway.
Right.
So, and then Paula Edwards is going to come over for proclamation for the Senior Citizens Month.
Right.
And then David Madden will come in and present a local child fatality prevention team annual report.
Right.
Then we have an RFQ for the Community Development Block Grant, which kind of goes back to the other part.
What's an RFQ? Request for
qualifications.
Qualifications. Request for qualifications.
I had to think about that for a minute because it's different from an RFP.
Whatever that is.
Okay.
But anyway.
You almost had me on that. And then we do this every year too, the authorization to refund of taxes as requested by the tax administrator's office. And then motion to approve the immersion video room proposal is recommended by Director James Wade. If you recall last Friday when we had the ag group out at Maxwell Center, we talked about that. That's a room where you'll have multiple screens so that if you come in there, say kids come in from whatever schools, they can sit in there and it'll appear to them they're in the cab of a combine picking corn or whatever it happens to be.
Wow.
And
now I like that.
We gave them two options, which was a small option, which didn't cost us much, and then the larger option, which is the one everybody unanimously voted for.
Well,
so the comment by Greg Shackford, one of our local bankers, is if you're going to spend the money to educate kids, get the best.
Get the best you can. That's
so
exactly
it was a unanimous vote, so I think we'll get that passed.
That's exciting. I love that.
Oh, yeah, I think so, too. We went to NC State, the library up there. They've got one, and we were very impressed by it. So we knew that we wanted to have something very similar to that.
Man, I tell you what, software has really come a long way.
And not only that, you could have weddings and they could use the same thing. They could put pictures of the family, or you could have a trade show and they could run their stuff in there while that's going on. So there's a lot of different uses for it. It won't just sit there and not be used.
Yeah, it will be used.
Oh, it'll be used.
Let me ask you about something here. We've got a new DSS director.
Yeah, and I was looking at the release. I haven't met her. It's Tammy, and I cannot. Schenker, thank you.
Or Schnecker, something like that. Schenker, I believe.
You're the one that put out the
news release.
And I saw that and I said, if they ask me, I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name because I haven't met her. So.
Okay, but Tammy Schenker is our new DSS director.
But as far as I know, Ray Mayo and Joe Daugherty and George and Craig and them, I think she's very qualified, and I looked at her qualifications and she looks like she's top notch.
Well, she does, doesn't she? I mean,
I'm looking forward to get somebody on board permanently.
That is wonderful. Glad about that.
So that's another good move for Wayne County.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we really got a great staff.
Yeah, we do.
Really great. So anything else that you need to talk about? Is that about it?
That's about it for today.
Right. The meeting is September 5th. Everybody's invited to attend. It's on the 4th floor of the Wayne County Courthouse on September 5th, beginning at 8 with an agenda briefing. And then the program, the actual meeting itself, will begin at 9 o'clock. And Bill Pate, Chairman of the Board of Commissioners, thank you, sir.
Always a pleasure.
This has been the Chairman's Corner. Thank you.